We are back. We are chatting with industry analyst Karen Hobert about rethinking digital business and IT strategy. Karen, we have spent some time walking through a couple of models with you that you've blogged about at the Analyst Syndicate. And I want to bring up another model that you've developed and refined. And I want to know more about how this works, or how it's supposed to work, and how it changes, or how you want it to change, what enterprises do when it comes to thinking and rethinking and implementing digital strategy. So this is your three-dimensional model of digital strategy, and I'm going to put this up on the screen and ask you to walk us through things bit by bit, if I may.
Sure, of course.
We have a three-dimensional axis. We've got an X, a Y, and a Z. And in the first area, what we see is digital information. And you've got a list of pieces here that suggest what we should be thinking about.
There are really three areas of digital in the digital enterprise that need to be paid attention to. One is the digital business. The other is digital work, and finally, digital information. And as you see here, digital information really refers to the things like data and content and media and all things that might be digitally stored, your information. And really, there's a continuum of information, how it is managed and how it is maintained in a business. It can go from physical or ephemeral. Every business sits somewhere along this continuum of digital information. So many businesses still have physical files that are maintained in some Iron Mountain vault, but things obviously are becoming more digitized. And the question here is, as a tool, you can look at this and say, well, where do we stand today? How much of our information is physical versus digitized, and maybe where we want to go, right? You can sort of plot your business and where you'd like to go, and this can help you start to make some decisions. Mm-hmm. So the next dimension here is digital work. This is really how people actually get their job done. Is it, talking face to face, transferring pieces of paper back and forth to each other, a very analog process? Or are their processes fully digitized? Are they using digital technology to interface with customers, or to whatever part of their job needs to be done? And again, you can place yourself along this continuum, your business, and even say where you'd like to see your enterprise end up. Is everything going to become fully digital? Likely not. While this is a digital recording, we're still face to face at some level.
Our third dimension is digital business itself. So we're going from, the picture here is going from traditional manually oriented types of transactions, processes, functions, and actions toward fully automated, but not necessarily all automated, right?
We're reading and learning about, automation that is becoming intelligent. It knows when a process pops up and can adjust to it, or can, interact with it, and maybe even spin off another automation.
If I may, let me jump in. So we would start with something like RPA, robotic process automation, where we can automate functions and tasks, mm-hmm. and move more towards something that incorporates at least some artificial intelligence, at least at the machine learning level. So yes. That as the process either becomes more complex, or perhaps links with other processes, or mm-hmm. as we feed more data, more information, more types of work into the business, the system or systems can adapt to that, either under some level of control or more and more dynamically on their own.
Exactly. So it's not all automated. We wouldn't we wouldn't have a job. But it's about the full automation, that sense of how can our systems enhance and ultimately make employees more effective. And this was a concept I was getting at in our first conversation, or our last conversation, about how, this is how business gets done. And, what kind of mindset are you going to put into, do we make employees effective, or do we put customers first? You have a lot of choices, but being more automated, further down that continuum there, means digital business happens more smoothly, more effectively, and then everyone's happy. Employees are effective at their jobs, customers are satisfied with the customer service, and the business does better.
It's about the journey, to use a couple of cliches here. It's about the process. Yeah, digital transformation is not an endpoint somewhere, but it is a series of actions and a series of results on, apparently, according to your model, a series of continua. Is that a good way to look at it?
All these things interplay with each other. All these things must be taken into account as you transform, as you change to a new mindset. And that's why I call it the digital enterprise mindset, because you really are taking all these continua in keeping it all in mind. It's that holistic idea.
There's got to be a lot of communication, going back to your original point, which is, this is a mindset, and it is an enterprise-wide, organizationally encompassing mindset, right?
Exactly. And every business is different. Every business needs more or less of something. This isn't, there isn't an ideal here. What this model does is help you to find your ideal, how far you want to go as a business. It also can help you to identify where you need to do the work. In other words, hey, you know what? A lot of our processes are still really manual. Let's see if we can move along that automated continuum. Whereas work, people are working from all different places and things. We don't have to worry about that as much. We're closer to our goal there, right? So this is how this model can help the individual business and the leadership decide how is digital going to work for them in their enterprise and where they want to get to.
Karen, thank you very much. We've covered a lot in this episode. In our next episode, I want to get into one more model that you have posted information about, and that is putting data and information at the center of digital. So we will look forward to that. In the meantime, thanks very much for your time again today. It's always a pleasure talking with you.
Oh, thank you. It's been delightful, and really enjoy speaking with you about these topics.